Hello, ECED 303 students. This is Professor Zavala Martin, and I'm here to give you an introduction to week 2. I am using Screencast-O-Matic, using both recording my screen and my webcam to give you an example of what you can use for your week 2 discussion board video. I put in some links for Screencast-O-Matic. Of course, you can use other methods as well. So for this week, you're going to see my face and look at the screen at the same time. Okay, so in week 2, we're going to be talking about infant and toddler language and literacy development, including receptive, expressive language, communication skills, and knowledge. For your readings, you'll be reading Machado, chapters 1 and 2, and then also taking a look at the California Infant Toddler Learning and Development Foundations. This is, of course, available for free. Some of you might have a hard copy, but here it is for free. And the frameworks, there's infant, toddler, learning and development frameworks that go with it. This is what we use as guidance in developing infant toddler curriculum. So to get prepared, there are some assignments coming up in this. There's some really good assignments in this course. I'm going to let you know that as a way of introduction, that this is the first time I've taught this course. I've been at Brandman for 4 years. I'm the chair of ECE at this point, and I've taught all of the BA courses except for 301, which I'm not qualified to do, and this one. So I'm excited to do it. My background in language and literacy is, I did work in an early childhood setting, but I also was program director for Raising a Reader, which is a national parent involvement literacy program, and was very involved in literacy through that. I'm very excited to do it. There's some great opportunities in this course. So, and in my spare time, I'm working on my dissertation in leadership competencies in early childhood education. So right now I'm collecting data from experts all around the country. Very exciting. And that's it. That's all my spare time. Other than that, it's Brandman and that. And a walk every day. So moving on. Make sure that you schedule your ECE settings observations. You have 2 observations to do in this class in 2 different age groups. And I was going to suggest that you observe in a age group other than that which you teach, but since you'll be doing 2 and they're 2 different age groups, I think it's great to observe in a classroom, not your own, in a age group that you teach and also an age group that you don't teach. So get ready for that. You're going to be completing the language scaffolding module for the Florida VPK Teacher Toolkit. And so for this time, you're just looking at the language scaffolding model. There's the introducing the strategy, learning the strategy, observing the strategy. You should be using all of it, downloading the content, observing, looking at the forms, printing the note-taking sheet, and you want to make sure that you really understand this strategy because this is going to be part of your language and literacy toolkit in week 8. So let's take a look at that language scaffolding module, let you know my expectations, what I'm looking for. So for the VPK Teacher Toolkit, a lot of the assignments in this course are based on this, particularly your toolkit that you're developing at the end. So for this week, you're going to be looking at this scaffolding model, introducing this strategy, and you can see that there's videos to watch. Learning the strategy in each of the sections, they give you the scaffolding strategies, some of the activities you can use, and there's an observation sheet to use to when you are looking at those videos. And it would be great if you want to include your observation sheets with your reflection this week, and so you can look at each of the videos for each of the strategies. It's really cool. And then there's kind of a little, quiz to do and some reflection questions. So that's the whole thing. There's just a lot of different stuff on here. And oops, that just banged in my ear. but you can see that there's a video clip for each of the strategies. So it's pretty awesome. I love this, and I'm going to be looking at it myself more closely this week along with you. So in terms of deliverables this week, you have your reflective journal and your discussion board. And let's talk about the reflective journal first. The reflective journal is based completely on this language scaffolding model. And you're going to be integrating these strategies with your readings on infant and toddlers, and kind of really thinking about how each of these would work. So what I'm going to be looking for in this reflective journal is evidence that you have actually examined these strategies and that you've examined the infant toddler foundations, and then seeing how you've integrated them based on your learnings. So I'm looking for specific examples that show that you understand the strategies and that you understand how they would or would not fit with infant toddler, looking for very specific ideas. And what's great about this is that this reflective journal and the language scaffolding module will help you in your week 8 language and literacy toolkit, which I think I have up here. So many things. Let's see. I always have too many tabs. The Language and Literacy Toolkit, if you've taken a look at it, you can see that one of the activities in this is to use some of the language scaffolding strategies. You're going to write a daily activity plan for each of the language scaffolding strategies. So this week is giving you a good opportunity to really work on that. And I think I'll be asking for a draft of that next week. Okay, so draft of that part. As you know, I'm going to have you submit drafts of each of the parts as we go through, so that you're not stuck at the very end trying to do all of that work without any feedback. And the other main thing to know this week is that on the discussion board, I'm asking you to post a video. So your main post will be a video, and you can do it 2 ways. You can just record yourself talking and upload that. Just check that the audio is working, and that before you post that video, that everything is that we can access it. Number 1, you might have to alter the permissions, particularly if you put it on Google Drive. And number 2, that we can hear you really well. The reason I'm doing that is because it's really nice to get to know each other a little bit, and to use this kind of technology, because it's something you can use professionally as well, and get to know who's in the room. I think that we have a great class this semester, because we have TK teachers, preschool teachers, special education teachers, and just a lot of variety in the course, which is really going to benefit all of you. So when you're doing your video post, you still want to follow the prompt. So you're going to have 2 prompts this time. One is the introductions of introducing yourself, and the other is selecting one of the statements and providing reasons why you agree or disagree. And so this week we're working on infant toddler, so that's what this discussion board is about. And again, what I am looking for in these posts is evidence that you have accessed the text, that you understand, and that you have some research backing for what you say. Also remember that there's 3 replies that are due also each week, and those should be, and I have to say that some of you are doing such a fantastic job, and understand that as much as you put into the discussion board is what you get out of it. And if you're working to advance the conversation, include more resources, your personal experience is so valuable when you're constructing those replies to your colleagues. I did say last week that this week I would put you in groups for discussion board, but I haven't done that, so I won't. So we'll start that next week. Also, last thing, I'll be posting an announcement for this, but I will be doing a weekly meeting, and it will be at Tuesdays at 6, because that's how the voting came out. So tomorrow at 6, I will post all the details about that, and I will post these videos to the announcement page. So Good luck this week. This is a productive week. You have a lot to do this week, but it's all going to, further your work in terms of your final assignments as well. So I look forward to meeting many of you on Tuesday evening, and I'll be posting some details about that. Thank you very much.